All right, so this is my fabric. I'm going to fold it into two first, on a fold of two now. All right, so the first thing I'm going to be cutting out is the front. I'll cut out the front, then use it and cut out the back. Now I'm going to place, how many inches do you want your trouser to be? Mine is 20 inches, 19 inches, sorry, plus extra 1 inch, that is 20 inches. I'm going to mark my, this is my start point, this is where it's starting. All right, now then I'm going to mark 12 inches from the start point down. This is where my lap measurement is going to be. I'm going to insert my lap measurements here. I use 12 inches for mine. So now the next thing to do is your round lap. How many inches is your round lap? So I'm working with 24 inches round lap. If I divide 24 by 2, it will be giving me 12 plus extra 1 inch, making it 13. So I'm going to adjust it till I get 13 inches. I'm going to recheck. I have 13 inches here. This is where my 13 stops. Now the next thing to do is I'm going to mark from the start point. I'll place my tape back to the start point, mark 8 inches. This is where my hip measurement is. Then I'll divide my hip by 4, whatever you have, you insert it there. So I have 9.75 plus extra 1, making it 10.75 inches. I'm going to mark it. They're also going to mark it on the lap line and on the waistline. That is the start point. Then I'm going to connect the dots together. All right, so when I'm done, I'll come back to this lap line, make 1 inch out here, another 1 inch here. All right, then make a curve. I made a cube first, then make a curve. Now the next thing is I'm going to shape the borders of my trouser, or the borders of my short. I don't want it to be too bulgy. All right, so this is what I have. Then I'll cut it out. Then this side, I also shaped it. So make it up to the upper part. After cutting it out this way, I'll adjust my fabric and cut out my back. So now I'll adjust the fabric. I'll bring this our front. I'm going to place it on it. I'll place it on it. Then for the back now, I'm going to be adding extra 2 inches to it. All right, so the center point, I'm adding extra 2 inches to the center line for the back. So this is it, adding the extra 2 inches. So the next thing now is the same curve we made to the front. So also do it here. I marked 1 inch out here, 1 inch upwards. Then I curved it in. All right, then I'll cut it out. I'll trace it down. So now this is my shirt, this is my front and the back. I'll open it up, place it on how I'm going to sew it. So this is this. All right, now I'm going to, this is my front, I'll place it here, and this is this one. So now I'm going to run a stitch on it, close up this point, hold this one this way and close it up. All right, so I'm going to close it up, then show you another thing I'm cutting out now is the band of my shirt. So this is what I'm going to do. I'll be using 2 inches on a fold for the band of my shirt. You can decide to use maybe 1.5, 2.5, as bold as you want. All right, so I'm working with 2 inches. This is on a plain form, so I'll fold it this way. I have roughly 2 inches here, 2 inches, so I'll cut it out. So this is my band. All right, I'm going to hold it this way and attach it to the shirt. Alright, so I'll join the 2 sides together and I'll attach my pockets. Alright, take my other videos on how to put a pocket to your trouser or your shorts. So now I'm going to turn this out. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fold or hem the bottom of the shirt. Alright, then after that we'll now work on this end. Or before we start hemming it, let's work on this part first. So this is the front, this is the back. So I'll pick up these 2 fronts like this now, this way, join it together like this, and run a stitch to it down to the bottom, down to the other parts of the back, down to this part of the back. Then I'm not going to close it up. I'm going to leave maybe 1 inch allowance without closing it up. I'm going to run a stitch down to this point, then I'm going to leave it. So after joining pieces together, this is what you have. All right, so now the next thing to do is to join your band to it. So I flipped it. This is the back of my shirt. Then I'm going to pick up my band. This is my band. All right, now you can decide to do it, stitch on it firstly, then close it up this way, or you can decide to run a stitch on it this way. Then doing it this way, there will be rough edges. So what you do is, after stitching on it, you use your weaving machine, or you take it to people that weave, so that they will help you and close up the edges. All right, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run a stitch. I join the 2 together this way, and I'll run a stitch on it. All right, so now I'm done attaching my band to it. So what next I'm going to do now is to attach my elastic to it. Now our waist measurement is 30 inches. So I'll be removing like 4 inches from the 30 inches or 5 inches from the 30 inches. All right, 4 to 5 inches is okay to get the volume of, or the length of elastic band you need for your shirt. So now I'm going to use my set pin and I'll pass it through this elastic. I'll pass it through this band, then stitch on it. So this is me passing it through. So this is the edge. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to run a stitch on it and close it up. All right, then your short is ready. Now now the short is ready. It's ready. La, la, la. So all you do is you check if there's any thread, you remove pins, anything at all. Your short is ready. You give it a press, you iron it. Voila. Very simple and fine. Please kindly subscribe, like, share to your friends, and also turn on your notification bell for more videos. See you in our next video. Thank you for watching.